Hello students, welcome for today's session. In the today's session we are going to perform preparation of boric acid. The learning objectives of today's preparation is first of all to know the aim and requirements, study the monograph of boric acid, principle of preparation of boric acid, procedure, calculation and result. So very first of all, aim of today's practical is to prepare the boric acid. For this we require the following requirements. Glass spheres, we require beakers, glass rod, measuring cylinder, test tube. Apart from this, we require chemicals, borax, concentrated sulfuric acid and barium chloride 10% solution. Now, first of all, let we know the monograph of boric acid. The boric acid molecular formula is H3BO3, molecular weight is 61.83. It has not less than 99.5% of H3BO3. The preparation of boric acid in the laboratory. Boric acid is obtained by adding a mixture of concentrated sulfuric acid and water to the boiling solution of borax. The reaction involved in this preparation is Na2B4O7, that is borax plus H2SO4 plus 5 water molecule, that will give the formation of sodium sulfate, which goes with the water and the crystals of H3BO3, that is boric acid, is obtained. So the crystals of H3BO3 is obtained. The solution is filtered and kept aside for crystallization. The crystals of boric acid are then separated and then washed until they become free from the sulfate ions. We can test this by using barium chloride solution. We can take the filtrate of this filtration and we will test it with the we have to test it with the barium chloride solution. If there is a white precipitate, we have to continue the washing. Whenever the precipitate disappears, we have to stop the washing by water, and finally we have to collect the product and we have to try it at room temperature. We can also try it at oven or hot plate. Now the properties of boric acid is, it is a solid which is available in three forms: colorless, odorless, pH-less scales, six-sided triclinic crystals, white odorless powder. It is odorless with the slightly acidic and bitter taste and untouched to touch. The storage, it should be stored in the tightly closed container and has a density of 1.46. It is a weak acid. Assay, it is assayed by titrometric method. An accurately weighed quantity of boric acid is dissolved in the mixture of 50 ml of water and 100 ml of glycerin, which is previously neutralized with the phenolphthalein. Now this solution is titrated with 1 normal NaOH using naphthalene as an indicator. The factor involved in this titration is each ml of 1 normal NaOH is approximately equal to 0.06.83 gram of H3BO3. The uses of boric acid. Boric acid is mainly used as a local anti-infective agent. It is used in the dusting powders, local antiseptic creams, ointments, lotions, etc. And these are applied to the skin or mucus or eyes. The aqueous solution has been also used as a mouthwash, eye lotions, skin lotions, etc. It possesses weak bacteriostatic and fungistatic actions. The boric acid powder is also useful for preserving the grains. So, the principle involved in today's practical. It is the most common method of producing boric acid by treating the relative abundant borax with hydrochloric or sulfuric acid and crystallizing out the boric acid that forms in the reactions. Whatever the product is obtained, we have to filter it, we have to collect the product. After washing with the distilled water, we have to check the filtrate for presence of sulfate impurities, whether the washing is completely free from sulfate or not, by using barium chloride. When the precipitate is not observed with the barium chloride, We can stop the washing, we can collect the product and dry it in the hot air oven or hot plate. Generally, the reaction involved in the boric acid preparation is borax, that is Na2B4O7 plus H2SO4 plus 5 water molecule, that will give sodium sulfate and boric acid. So the procedure for today's practical, very first of all we have to weigh 30 gram of borax in 80 ml of water and boil it. So we can take proportionate quantity of borax. So we can take for today's practical 3 gram of borax in sufficient quantity of water, boil it. Then we have to add 0.6 or 0.6 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid and water in another beaker. We have to boil both the beakers. We have to boil both the solutions present in the beaker A and B. Then we have to mix both the solution and keep for crystallization. After crystallization, we have to filter the crystalline boric acid, wash with the water until the washing is free from sulfate. For this, we have performed the test of barium chloride solution. After the washing is free from sulfate, we have to collect the product. We have to dry it at room temperature in the hot air oven or hot plate. So we will perform actually the practical at laboratory level. After the completion of practical, we will see the calculation part.
Hello friends, welcome to this session. Today's session we are going to prepare boric acid. So the aim of our today's practical is to prepare boric acid. All of you familiar that boric acid is an anti-infective agent. So the requirements for today's practical, we require chemicals. Here we require borax, concentrated sulfuric acid, distilled water. Now the requirement of glassware, here we require 2 beakers of 250 ml capacity, water bath, glass rod, filtration assembly, funnel, burner, etc. Now the principle of today's practical, the most of the common method of preparing boric acid is by treating relatively abundant amount of borax with the concentrated or dilute sulfuric acid. The most common method of preparing boric acid is by treating relatively abundant borax with the hydrochloric acid or concentrated sulfuric acid and crystallizing out the boric acid from the reaction. If you look at the reaction here, we will find the amount of borax when treated with the H2SO4 in presence of water. We get a sodium sulfate and boric acid which is crystallizes out here. So at the end of practical, we will get a solid product, solid white crystalline product which we will filter out, and at the on the filter paper we get the residue as a boric acid, while the sodium sulfate, which is water soluble salt, it goes in the filtrate along with the water. Now we will actually perform the practical at the laboratory level. So for the procedure of this preparation of boric acid, we require chemicals and glasswares. So very first of all we require borax. So we required a borax, barium chloride solution, and we required a concentrated sulfuric acid. Now in glassware we required 2 beakers, okay, for making the 2 solutions, solution A and solution B. In solution A we have to prepare a solution of borax and distilled water, while in solution B we have to prepare a solution of concentrated H2SO4 in distilled water. For this we require for measuring a measuring cylinder. Okay, so very first of all, as per the procedure, the first step is weighing the borax. We have to require the borax, already we have weighed. So this is 3 gram of borax, already we have weighed. So we have to take this, or we have to transfer the weighed quantity of 3 gram of borax in this beaker which is marked as A. So first of all we will transfer it. So after that, for this we require to add a distilled water. So we will take a borax, 3 gram of borax, and here 20 ml of distilled water. So we have taken this much amount of distilled water. So this is our solution A. Now what we have to do, after taking the solution, after taking the weight quantity of borax in the distilled water, we have to boil it. So the first solution we will allow to boil for 30 minutes. Now similarly we have to take the solution B. Okay. Now next step is taking the solution of concentrated sulfuric acid in distilled water. So here we will take 0.6 ml of So here, very first of all, we will take distilled water. In that, we will take 0.6 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid. Here, we have to allow them to boil for 30 minutes, both the solutions. We have to wait for 30 minutes to completely boil these solutions. Then after boiling this solution we have to mix. So we have to firstly wait for few minutes so that both the solutions get completely mixed. So solution A, here we are allowing to boil them for few minutes. Near about 30 minutes we have to boil this solution. So in the distilled water, the borax will goes slowly. So it will get completely dissolved in distilled water. Now, after completely boiling both the solutions, what we have to do? We have to mix both the solutions. So, first of all, we will remove the burner. Both the solutions are ready here. So, we will take borax, which is boiled one. Similarly, we will take concentrated sulfuric acid. Now, what we have to do? We have to mix. Now, we will add solution A to the solution B. So, we will allow this solution to cool for 2 minutes so that recrystallization will occurs. Okay. After few minutes, after cooling the solution for half an hour, we will find that there is development of some crystals takes place of boric acid. So now we will firstly filter this. So for this we require a filtration assembly. we will prepare a filtration assembly. We will take a funnel with the filter paper here, and so that we require a beaker here for completely washing the uh, whatever residue we are getting on the filter paper. We have to wash it with the distilled water, so it will become totally free from the sulfate ions. So now we will filter it. Now look at here, very clean crystals of boric acids are developed here. So now we will give the washing with these crystals of boric acids with the help of distilled water. Now we will check with the help of barium chloride solution whether this solution whether the residue is completely free from sulfate or not. For this we will take a solution of barium chloride here. Okay, we will check residue. Here we will check after complete washing. We will find out whether it is free from sulfate impurities or not. So we will take some amount of filtrate. To that we will add a drop of barium chloride solution and find out whether it will produce white precipitate of barium sulfate or not. Yes, it is showing a precipitate of barium sulfate. It means we have to repeat the washing until it is free from repeat the washing. After collecting the filtrate, we will again try with the help of a barium chloride solution whether it is showing the PPT or barium sulfate PPT or not. So it is finding that here is very slight but absence of completely barium sulfate PPT. That means our washing is completed here. So next step, we will collect the product, and on this product we have to allow to dry. So we allow this product to dry at the oven. So here after complete drying we get a white crystalline product of boric acid.
Now we will transfer the product for weighing purpose in the petri dish. So here we got clear white product of boric acid. Okay, and we will go for the calculations. We will weigh the product now.
Now we are going to perform the calculation of the given practical. As already we have discussed the principle of boric acid. Here the reaction involved in the preparation of boric acid is we have to take borax to react along with the sulfuric acid, that means Na2CO7 plus H2SO4, that will do the formation of boric acid, that is H3BO3 along with the sodium sulfate salts. So this sodium sulfate salt goes in the water. So after filtration we get the white crystalline product of boric acid. Here calculation, first of all we have to calculate the theoretical yield. The molecular weight of the boric acid is 381.37 gram per mole, while the molecular weight of boric acid is 61.8 gram per mole. So remember that here in the reaction we got 4 molecules of boric acid. So whenever we are going to calculate the theoretical yield, we have to take in consideration that there are 4 molecules of boric acid. So as 381.37 gram of borax, it will give 61.8 into the 4 molecules of boric acid. So we have taken 3 gram of borax starting material. So what much amount we will expect from this practical? So here the x will be 3 into 61.8 into 4 divided by 381.4. So the after calculation we got 1.95 gram of boric acid. So that means this is the theoretical yield expected from this practical. We should get at least 1.95 gram of boric acid. While after performing the practical, we have seen that we got 1.20 gram of boric acid here practically. So now our next step is we have to calculate the percentage practical yield. How it is calculated? The percentage practical yield can be calculated by a very simple method. We have to divide a practical yield by theoretical yield and multiply that by 100. Now here our practical yield is, that is 1.20 gram, theoretical yield is 1.95 gram. So here we will divide 1.20 by 1.95 and multiply it by 100. So we will get the percentage practical yield. So here we got 61.53% practical yield. So overall we can summarize the result of this practical or preparation of boric acid like this. So what should be the result? We are today preparing the boric acid. We have to write down in the result very first of all theoretical yield. Here we have to write down a simple line that the preparation of boric acid shows following results. Theoretical yield is X, that is 1.95 gram of boric acid is obtained here. Practical yield, that is Y. Actually after performing the practical, whatever the dry product we got, that is 1.20 gram of boric acid here. Percent practical yield, whatever after calculation we got, that is 61.53%. This much amount of percentage practically we got, that is 61.53%. Now we have to mention the category here. What is the category? That is anti-infective agents. We have to make a label of this and we have to submit the product in the polythene pouch along with the label of this result. Here you have to mention that your ARN or your roll number, whatever. So this was about the result of today's practical.
So students, here after performing the practical, we got the following result for the preparation of boric acid. We got the theoretical yield of boric acid 1.95 gram. The practical yield for today's practical, that is 1.20 gram. We also calculated the percentage practical yield by dividing the practical yield by theoretical yield into 100. We got 61.53% of the percentage practical yield. The category of today's practical, today's product, mainly the local anti-infective agent, is the category of boric acid. It is also having some bacteriostatic effect. It is having wide range of applications. So here we can conclude the result that the preparation of boric acid is completed and submitted. Now we will shift for the some assignment and viva questions. So here the first question is, write the principle behind preparation of boric acid. In the preparation of boric acid, mainly the principle involves the reaction between H2SO4 and borax. So we have to make the two solutions, boiled solutions of borax and sulfuric acid, and we have to add the sulfuric acid solution to the borax, and the boric acid precipitated out. We have to collect the product. After cooling, we got the crystalline product at the bottom. We have to filter it, we have to wash, we have to make it free from sulfate impurities. Now the next question is boric acid and borax same? No, it is not same. Boric acid is the final product which is obtained by reacting borax with the concentrated sulfuric acid or dilute sulfuric acid. How will you prepare the boric acid? As earlier we have discussed the procedure of the preparation of boric acid by reacting sulfuric acid with the borax solution. The next question is, write the chemical reaction involved in the preparation of boric acid from borax. Earlier we have written this. We have to take borax plus H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, we get H3BO3 and sodium sulfate. The chemical formula for boric acid is H3BO3 is the chemical formula for boric acid. Now there are some multiple choice questions also. So first question is, compound capable to function as antimicrobial agent through oxidative mechanism is. So there are four options are given. First option is hydrogen peroxide, B boric acid, C KMnO4, D all of these. So if you look at, all these are the antimicrobial agent and they act by the oxidative mechanism. So the correct option is here, all of these. Second question is, boric acid is used as. So there are again four options. The first option is astringent, B is a local anti-infective, C is emetic, D is none of this. So here correct option is B, that is local anti-infective. The next MCQ is, what is the correct molecular formula of boric acid? So here again four options. First is Na2B4O7, B is H3BO3, C option is H2O2, and D is none of these. The correct option is here H3BO3. So this is the correct option. Now the next MCQ, boric acid is used first local anti-infective agent, B in dusting powders, C bacteriostatics, D all of the above. So if we look at, boric acid is also useful in the as an ingredient of the dusting powders. It is having some bacteriostatic action, therefore it is having applications for the preserving the grains, etc. So here the correct option is all of the above. Thank you. So here our today's practical is completed, that is preparation of boric acid, and we will say here thank you.